Hello again and welcome back to Illegally Sighted. This is Jesse and I'm back again for another low vision spotlight video. This time we are taking a look at Luminous Arise. I took a look at the demo version a little while back on the channel. The full game will be out by the time you see this video. And before I go any further, I do want to thank the developer for a review copy of this game. I actually got it a fair bit early before the release date, and so I've been poking at it a little bit off and on the past couple of weeks. And yeah, thank you for the review code. However, I will say all of the thoughts in this video are my own. I'm not being paid to at all, really. But all the thoughts in the video are my own. And so I will give my honest thoughts and opinions of the game. And if you follow the channel for a while, you know that I do love me some Luminous. The Xbox 360 version Luminous Live, I played the heck out of that game back in the day. And I covered the PC version of that, which is basically a very stripped down version of that. I'm really disappointed that they didn't, that it was such a stripped down version that it didn't have all of the stuff that the 360 version had, because it was fantastic. I love that game. So Luminous Arise is the latest in the Luminous series, and it is kind of a more experiential vibe, even more so, I would say, than the original games. You had it on the Sony PSP or Vita. You had the 360 version, and I don't remember if there's any other versions after that or what. But they're doing like a Tetris Effect vibe for this. So if you've ever played Tetris Effect, you are basically doing the same thing to Luminous. Now, I am playing the flat screen version. You can, if you have a VR headset, you can play this in a VR headset as well. I have not done that because I don't have a headset hooked up to my PC right now. And also, I'm thinking, in some ways, I have enough trouble with the flat screen version that I think, depending on the distance, how it would look in a VR headset, I may have even more of an issue seeing some things. So here's the thing. The core gameplay here is still Luminous. It's fantastic. And they do add, to their credit, they have a lot of things that can help make the playfield easier to see. And I'll show you some of those under the accessibility menu. So I give them props for that. But when it comes down to it, and this has sort of been a thing of every version of Luminous, even the 360 version, the blocks themselves in each level, in each theme, that's where the problems come in, because some levels, the contrast is great. I can see them, and it's not a problem. But more levels, more themes than I care to admit so far have had some really difficult color themes for the blocks that make things, especially, this being a whole timing based game and, that kind of a deal, it makes it really hard. So let's bring up our menu here. So there, across the top, you've got a lot of different things, and I'm going to turn magnifier on just so it's easier. I like the dark background that we have here. But so we have, these are some general settings we have. So our drop guide, our timer, time limit, level, level on. So you've got a few different things, score counter, and a few other things there. But if I go to my accessibility menu, here's where things get interesting. Okay, here we go. So accessibility menu. This is where I want to spend some time. So no stress Luminous is currently off. And I'm going to make this smaller because that is just too big. No stress Luminous. This basically makes it so even when you get the blocks to the top of the playfield, it'll just, you won't get a game over. It'll just poof, it'll clear the playfield, and you can continue going. And I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. Camera distance. I've set that to near. It's basically a zoom in type of feature. If you're playing it on a small screen, or if you're visually impaired like I am, you can do that. And they do have different settings for VR too. Playfield transparency. I'm going to turn that off. I don't want transparency. And I'm doing it outside of the main journey mode, so maybe this will apply everywhere this time. Bonus arrows. So when you get a certain combo, you'll see like a little whoosh. You'll see a little arrow. I don't necessarily mind that. That doesn't bother me too much, but you can turn that off if you want to. Background motion. That gets turned off. Because you want anything in the playfield, you want no distractions. Now, I think that is actually not the playfield. That's just... Actually, I'm going to turn that back on because I think that's outside of the play area, so that generally doesn't matter to me too much. Playfield sync effects. So we have playfield that. We have playfield tilt effects. Oh, okay, I'm going to turn those off. See, yeah, it must, unless it reset when it did an update. Playfield zoom effects. I'm going to turn all this stuff off. Background effects, you get to be very subtle. That's as low as you can go. Playfield effects, dynamic. I'm going to switch that to very subtle. We're going to make this as easy as we can. Timeline effects, Again, we'll just do very subtle. Text size. Yeah. Okay, we can go 120%. Why did it... That's weird that it reset. Color filter off. So I've tried to see... I've tried the color filters in a game, and I haven't really noticed a difference. I was hoping that would help for some of the... for some of the color themes. And there's a spider filter. I guess there's some spider graphics in some of the levels. Snake filter. And there you go. So, and then of course you have your, you got your, like your audio, your video. Oh, what is this? Changes have not been saved. Let's change them. It better have saved. Dude, really? Okay, whatever. So like I said, you have those accessibility features. You have some of those visual things, which is very, very helpful. But let's go into journey mode. And this is your main mode. This is where you're going to unlock different things. Wait, did it? I wonder if this game totally reset when I did an update. Let me see. Okay, no, okay, I can choose up to the third. Okay. So I'm going to choose the first one deliberately because the very first level, this is a level that was in the demo, but then I'll go into some other ones here. So you have a set of few different levels in each thing. Okay, so I'm going to pause it here. I want to go to options real quick because I want to see. Yeah, so I don't have the stress-free Luminous on. Now, I did actually turn that on, which is kind of a no-fail state again. Not because I wanted to, because I want to play the game with its original intent, its original challenge, but because of some of the block colors, I found that it was too hard. I was making too many mistakes because I wasn't able to accurately see. You know, some of the colors sort of blended together, or you'll see. So let's go ahead and we'll just start playing. You see how the one in the top right there, it has like a different, there is the similar color, but it's a little bit different like shape, and it's a little bit different. So again, we've turned off pretty much all of the graphic-y things. So the goal of Luminous, if you've never played Luminous before, is you are trying to make you are trying to make squares. And you know, if you can see it and you get a good vibe going, it gets really fun. Okay, so let's put you there. You see how you have the little tunnel thing there? It kind of shows you where you're going to drop. So that is super helpful for me. I like having that guide. So let's put here. And the music in these games are usually a bit weird. Let's go like that. And then we'll go like this. And you can make not just one square, but you can, like, if you time it right, like, look at that, like the giant square that I just made. There's our arrow. See, there's that arrow effect that I was talking about earlier. Okay, so let's switch that to be okay, we'll do that, and then we'll do that, and then we'll do this. You see, as I'm kind of getting in a little bit more, we're getting more of the music is sort of kicking in a little bit here. Okay. There, we'll get that. There we go. So you get that little chain thing. That is really helpful because if you get things that are connected, it'll just zap all of them. Now at any time, if you built up enough, I can hit the triggers, I believe it is, and it'll go into, this is a new feature for Luminous Arise, and it kind of gives you like a whole bunch of bonus points as it kind of zooms out a little bit, and then you build as big of a combo as you can before the time of it runs out. So we'll do that. Let's do this. And I'm going to try to make a big square here. But you're not giving me the right blocks. Nah, I better clear this out so I don't... again, I don't want this to get too high. Okay. So I can put you there. There. So this one isn't getting too bad. I'm kind of getting used to this. But there are some ones that are in here that are truly difficult to see. I mean, I struggle to see. And certain levels are faster than others as well. So you're trying to manage the speed and figure out the visuals. It can be rather difficult. So let's go like that. And let's go like this. We'll zap that. That's going to fall there. That's going to fall there. And then that's going to go there. We're going to make a ginormous thing. There we go. We get a nice combo there. And then we'll rotate this. And, oh shit, I did that totally wrong. I totally whiffed that. That one I saw incorrectly. So that was my fault. Now I got a mess to clean up here. Ugh. Let's go like this. Sure. And then that. So I want to get this top piece. I totally misread that. Whoops. I wasn't paying as much attention as I thought. So now I've got a real problem on my hands here. See, if I zoom out now, it does this little zoom out thing. And I want to get as much as I can here. Okay, so we get one. Yeah, this is going to suck. I'm not going to get jack here. And I kind of want to almost fail because I want to show you some other levels so you can see not just this one, but you know, what you've seen if you watch the demo video. But I want to show you some other ones, and if I can find some that are there are some in here that are just truly dreadful and hard for me to see, like. And that's the frustrating thing, because the core gameplay here is still here. It's fantastic. Like, I love Lumines. And that's why it frustrates me, despite all of the visual features that they've added, there are still, yeah, you know, I might actually turn that arrow thing off. I might actually turn that off now that I think about it. Okay, we're going to do that. And then we're going to... I was hoping we would be able to get a different... Like, if I can get far enough here, I can make a level transition, and then you'll see, again, a different theme. I'm gonna shove you there, and then I'm gonna pull. Where am I gonna put you? Yeah, that'll work. Put you there. Eee. There we go. That'll help a little. Get that square. Man, we got a lot of... Ooh. Right, so now it's gonna fade away, and now we'll still have the same blocks that we have before, but now, so now look at this one. So this one isn't too bad, because you have the black hollow ones, and then you have the filled in color. Like, this contrast isn't too bad. Oh, I did that too late. Okay. Let's do this. And then this. There we go. And then we'll do that. We'll do that. Problem is, I really got to get this stupid middle. I got to get this middle to go down some. Okay, that'll help. That will not, though. Let's get rid of those. There we go. Oh no, I did it too late. And now we are borked. We are getting pretty high up there. But you see how I'm kind of almost starting to play this a little bit faster in this particular level because, oh, I can actually see the colors better. You know? I mean, especially in a visual game like this, you know, God forbid, you want to be able to see what the hell you're doing. Oh, that was bad. Okay. Shove you there. Okay, there. Put you there. There. And the controller is vibrating like mad. Like, this is a game that really goes, again, they're going really hard for the, like, aesthetic of everything. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, yeah, that needs to drop. See, the problem is I think I could do pretty well on this stage, but the problem is all those leftovers that I had in the previous level is really making it hard for me to recover. Oh wow, okay, look at how fast I cleared that one compared to the first level, because it wasn't as subtle. Okay, now this one isn't too bad. This one also has, let's see, I want to get, yeah. Oh, that's really bad. Okay. Let's see. Hurry up. There we go. Okay, that's fair. Let's do this. And then that. And that. And then that. Oh, if I would have done that quicker. So for every great level, there are some that are just really bad. So there are times where oh dear, okay, I did do that correctly. Yeah, I'm gonna have to tone down this arrows business. It gets a little, especially certain themes, it gets a little louder than I would want it to be. Okay, we'll do that. Shit, and we'll do that. Really, guys? You're gonna... Oh, fuck. Okay, fine. We're gonna yoink you there. We're gonna yoink you there. And then there. Sure. Okay. Yeah, and even like once they make a shape, I find that the weird blur effect that it has kind of weirds my eyes out a little bit. So even in their initial state, they're okay. But when they land, they kind of... See how that black one just blends... The black blends into the background damn near. Yeah, I'm fighting against the... Oh, balls. Yeah, I'm dead. I'm fighting against that first level where I just made some mistakes. And they'll boo me. It's kind of mean. Like, yeah, you suck. So let's quit and let's do a journey. Well, let's back out for a minute. So your journey mode here. Oh, okay, I backed out too far. Let's go to our little map here. And then, you know, again, it's kind of like almost like a cursor mode. You got your little dude here, and you just kind of freely move him around like a cursor. Here's where you can customize, like you can use your points and unlock like cosmetics and things. Down here you've got a multiplayer section so you can play against other people. That's cool. Journey is in the center, so that's your main mode. Your playlist mode, now that is, you can, just like the originals, you could, once you've unlocked things through journey mode, you can build your own playlist. So like, let's say there were levels that I really liked and that I could see easier, I could just include that. Let's go in here for a minute. The one thing that I wish that they had included, so I just threw a few things in there and then I just put a whole bunch of the same one at the end. Again, you can edit these. But when you're looking at them, so I don't know that there's a way, like, I wish there was a way, like, you can hear the songs, but maybe in the, like, in the upper left or upper right, show the squares. Show, show the color of each square, because that's what I need. It's like, yeah, the music and theming and everything, that's fine. But I want to know what the pieces look like, because I want to build my playlist based on how easy it is for me to see the playlists. And I don't think that I can. So like if I wanted to trying to figure out how to delete them. Anyway, like let's say I wanted to go in here and just play. So I have different difficulty. I'll start it easy just so you can kind of see here. Now it is zoomed out again. Why does it do that? Let me see. Oh, it says near. Where is that arrow? Arrow. I'm going to turn that off too. So you see already this is faster. So this theme isn't too bad. Sure. And you get to hear some really, again, the other thing that this series has always done, you get some really weird music. Now, I don't typically listen to electronica or whatever you want to call this, but I'm more of a rocker, you know, people playing real instruments. Not that I have anything necessarily against electronic, it's just not generally my jam outside of certain situations like this. But see, even when they land though, they kind of sometimes I find that I have to almost double check because they both have shapes in them, and sometimes the pieces look different when they're in play versus once they land. And that is what I find could be really interesting. Oh, okay, so I botched that, but I can do this, and then oh, okay, that was ill played on my part. How do I get, oh, yay. Okay, there we go. So we get out of that. And I did that too late. You see how the timeline is what you have to pay attention. It's not just where you place it, but it's when you place it. Because if you do it just too late, you'll actually mess up some of your plan, and then let's put you there. Okay, perfect. Let the timeline go. That'll be a very nice combo. That'll be a good combo. And we'll put you there. We'll put you there. And we'll put you there. Oh yeah, now you get the weird... They do a lot of like tribal... I don't know if I would call it like tribal or like just this weird... like I remember there was a couple tracks on Lumines Live that okay, well that worked. That was totally on purpose. And this is starting to fly, man. I don't know that I'm going to survive this. Okay, there we go. Okay, well that'll go down the next one. Oh, crappy balls. Okay, sure. Again, I can't really talk and play this at the same time. This is a challenging game. Regardless, shnikes, that's going to be bad. Okay. Shake! Yeah. Oh, why did I move that? That was the dumbest thing I could have done. And then I totally, wow, I'm just self-destructing here. I know exactly what I did wrong. So unfortunately, even though that playfield is kind of okay to see, it's a little bit faster. So some of those come with other attributes. So let's go ahead and quit. So that's your playlist mode. You can customize what you want there. You see I have a whole bunch of stuff to unlock yet. I've unlocked, I think, well, like I said, I've done, I've beaten the first 2 journeys, and there's apparently a lot more. But again, oh, whoops. The problem is that sometimes, so let's start with this one. I mean, there was one theme where it was like you had like almost like a gold and a silver. See, this isn't bad. Pretty chill so far. But you notice how once they land, the white isn't near as white anymore. And that I don't like. Okay, that'll combo. There we go. That'll be a nice combo. Oh, I should have... There, oh, nice. That'll be a nice combo. I'm curious what this music is going to turn into. Let's put you there. And then, yeah, that'll work. There we go. That'll be a huge combo. Okay. Put you there. Oops. Okay. Let's put... There we go. That'll give us a little more. That'll give us some... Okay, whoa. Okay, I don't like what happened here. That is, look at the blocks now. You've lost so much subtlety. Even partway throughout a theme, things just change. It's not just the theme itself. Oh, I've gotten far enough in, and now I can't... Yeah, see how I'm making so many mistakes? Because it is just, especially with the speed that this is going, it started out so nice, and now okay, so I messed that up. Yeah, look at how close these pieces are. That is rude, man. I'm lucking out and getting combos, but like, cause sometimes I can see the differences, but especially, with the pieces near the center that are at the top, if I don't react to those quickly enough, I can easily ruin this run. Wow, this is bad. And this is the same theme, it's just partway through. Yeah, I'm so boned, I think. Okay, we got a nice combo there. Things are moving a little fast. Oh no. So I can do that. Okay, that's not a combo. Yeah, see now it'll zoom out. And now it'll count up the whole, it'll tally up all the squares. And then poof, it'll drop. So if you're able to make a good combo, you can just erase a ton of blocks at once. And then when the other ones fall, you'll be in like a bigger combo. So it's a great way to go. Boy, I don't like what they did here. That was so rude. And even if I beat this level, the problem is the next level, even if it's right, so now I beat it, but now what kind of level are we going to get? And even if I can see it well, I have so much garbage built up. Oh no, okay. Okay, we got that. Okay, I do remember getting this far once. See, I almost want to put the no stress mode on, because not because I can't play, but I look at how subtle. I mean, yes, you can tell there's a difference. But especially when I only have such a limited amount of time to react, I need very, very unsubtle. I need something blatantly obvious, like that first level from Luminous Live, or from the the PC version, where it was like this purple and white. It kind of had, not to mention I like the theme of that, like it's kind of like rockin' thing here too. But like, yeah, see, I can't. Look at all those pieces. They look so similar. And that's what frustrates me the most, is that they do add all of these nice visual enhancements, or they give you the ability to take away so many of the visual effects to make things easy, which again, I very much applaud them for. But it doesn't, but the problem is it still doesn't help enough, because the blocks themselves oftentimes have such subtle differences that when you're low vision, it makes it very difficult to play. I mean, you see those couple of levels that I played where I was kind of just, I was zipping through them, making combos, and I wasn't consistently messing up. That's when it's great. Even at the beginning of this last run, where you had the white and I forget what other color it was. Not terrible, but then halfway through, it did this weird subtle change, and that's where I had so much trouble. What I would love to see as an accessibility feature is I would love to see, keep all the themes, like the audio, the backgrounds, the whatever, keep them as they are, but just the blocks themselves. I would love to have an option under accessibility. So if I went under here and I went under accessibility, not just a colorblind filter, but what I want is I would love to be able to just set, you know what? Everything else on the theme could do whatever it wants, but I would love to set a block 1 color and a block 2 color, and that I could just keep, no matter what the level was, the blocks themselves would stay those 2 colors, because you're always only dealing with 2 colors. That's what's cool about Luminous is, you know, a lot of other, you know, like a lot of the was it Puyo Puyo or the Dr. Mean Bean Machine, I always had trouble with those because there were so many colors, and you had like yellow and orange or blue and purple, or you'd have these colors that were very similar. And again, same type of problem, lack of subtlety, or it was too subtle. But I would love to be able to just say, give me color 1, color 2, and even when the levels changes, the music changes, the vibe changes, but the blocks will always remain that color. So before I wrap up the video, I want to give this one more shot. I want to color filter off. And you know, so many other games, you know, like action games and stuff, they'll show you like, oh, this is what, if you've turned on high contrast, or you've turned some other feature on, or you know, there's some, it's even during tutorials, it'll show you like a little mini window of the attack or the ability. I wish there was a big screenshot on the right hand side below that text, to show you what the blocks are gonna look like. Again, just like in the playlist section, I want to see, I don't want to sort them by music, I want to sort them by how well I can see the bloody thing. So let's try type, I don't know, we'll try type 1, I guess. And then let's try the same thing again. Let's just try the same level here. And do I get any different? Oh. Okay, that almost, well, I do notice a change. But let's go into options. Color. Let's go to color 2. Yeah, I mean, it's when the pieces land, and to a lot of people, this probably doesn't look very, you know, it looks very different for people. And I get that. But I don't know, I can't explain it, but there's something about the way, these pieces are, that even when they have contrast, I don't know if it's like the shading, if it's, what it is. Let's give it one more shot. Let's switch to I think we have a color 3 that we can choose. All right, I got to go to accessibility. Color 3, yeah. So this is our final one, and then I'll turn it off, and then we'll see just to... Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that didn't work right. Oh, no. Oh, that's going to be bad. This one's a little bit easier than the previous ones. I'm having a bit of an easier time with this color filter. But again, they're going to turn it on us. And that's where things are going to go real bad. Right there. Cue it up, baby. I don't like what they do there. They've just instantly made it so much harder to see. Sure, put it there. I don't know. Put it there. There we go. There we go. Okay, and then let's just shove you over there because I don't know what else to do with you. Okay. I think those match. And then, so we got, okay, well, see, I did that one too late. I would have had another really nice combo. And that one I ruined. Yeah, see, now I'm filling in stuff here. This is so frustrating because I freaking love Luminous. When I can see it and I get a good vibe going, I can do really well. But this color scheme that it just did is nonsense. Yeah, now we got the weird base bubbles here. Blah. Look, like, I'm just going to let them slowly fall here. Like, they have different shapes. And like, you get the hollow looking ones, and then you get the ones with the pattern in them. It's just, it's still too subtle. It's too subtle for me. I need it blatant. And I don't know if that's something they can put in post-launch. I don't know. I mean, because man, if I could just say, like, I want color 1 to be this, color 2 to be this, and I don't want, like, if I want a pattern in one or I don't want a pattern in another, you know, I want to be able to, you know, keep the music, the other, everything vibes, everything else the same as it is now. Let me turn color off here. Off. Yeah. See, I notice a little bit of difference. But no, this is not subtle enough from, or it's, I keep saying it's not subtle enough. It's too subtle for me. And so if I want to unlock anything, I feel like, not because I want to, but because I have to, I feel like I have to turn on the, essentially, I forget what it's called now, the no fail mode. So again, if I were to hit the top of the screen here, it would clear everything, and then I would be able to still move on. And because there was a couple in like the second level that were just, I'm like, why would you do that color combination? Like, I don't care how aesthetically interesting it is. It makes it very difficult for players to see. At least it sure did for me. So, I mean, I'm glad that they have the no fail mode. A, for people who just want to chill and vibe, because we're going for the Tetris effect. We're going for the whole mood thing. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let's go quit here. So I'm glad it's there for that reason. But I don't want to be forced into it simply because I can't see the screen. You know, so many people talk about difficulty in games. And a lot of times people are referring to it in, you know, first person, third person action games. But also, even in a puzzle game like this, you know, like I said, when I can see it well, I think that I can become a pretty decent Luminous player. But because the themes and the colors of the blocks switch so often, I have a hard time. And so it's not that the game itself has become a lot more difficult, it's that I need the visual barrier removed. I need to be able to see things more clearly, and then I will play with, you know, the regular fail states with the regular challenge that would be in these journey modes or other modes of the game. So I really have mixed feelings on this, because I will ultimately be able to brute force my way through the journey mode, because I could just turn on no fail, and, you know, even when I fail, I'll still continue and I'll eventually get through it, and then I can just play through the playlists area. But, you know, again, if I want to play on multiplayer and they choose a stage that I can't see well, that's not going to be fun. Or if I want to play journey mode without the no fail, that's something that I'm not always easily going to be able to do. So again, if you can see perfectly fine, like I said, I do commend them for putting in all these other filters and all these other ways of making the play field easier to see. That is very, very, very much appreciated. Because things can get very chaotic if you don't turn all those things off, and it would be even harder. You see, even when I had that arrows on, that was only one effect. But think about like 5, 6 other effects and a moving background that changes also with every theme. You know, there's a lot going on, especially in this, you know, Luminous Arise, where you're going for more of like a aesthetic vibe than even the original Luminous games. So, yeah, I mean, I have really mixed feelings on this. On one hand, I really like it because the core gameplay is there. You've got single player, you've got multiplayer, you've got a playlist section. You do have, I haven't even gone in here yet, there's a challenges area. Let's check this out really fast. Yeah, so these are like, they'll give you certain, a lot of puzzle games will have this, where like it'll give you so many blocks and you have to clear the screen or whatever. So there's just your kind of a tutorial. And so now I can go down. Completed. And now the timeline will go. It'll get rid of this block. It'll get rid of that. Yep, and then it wants me to go down there. Yep, and so it's kind of teaching you And what's interesting, that I didn't mention earlier is you notice when you drop a block, the entire block doesn't just drop. You have a 2x2, and so if, let's say, like the left or the right side, if one side is lower, that side will drop. So it's not like you're dropping, it starts out as a square, but depending on your play field, yeah, see now, we'll go like this, that'll go like that, and then boom. And then it disappears, and it's complete. Yeah, so you're going to have these oh, dear Jesus God. Giving us another tutorial. So this playfield is just completely filled up, but you see how some of them it looks like there's those, those little bomb or those little connector blocks. So if we connect all of these, watch this. Boom, that one whole color is going to go, and then poof. So it's kind of giving you these mechanics. And so now it's talking about the little combo mode where you see how it drops down. I can drop this down, drop that, yep. And even these colors are sort of like, when they're big squares like that, I can tell them apart. But when it's just the blocks, it is pretty subtle. Excuse me. Okay, so it wants... Okay, so it's going to make a combo. Alright, and it's complete. Alright. Alright, so we got a check mark for our first one. And yeah, I mean that's it's your challenge mode. You're given these different patterns or different objectives that you're supposed to complete. So if you're really in, again, most of the game is kind of like this ongoing, endless style gameplay. Well, there are levels, but you get that just endless style gameplay. The challenge, it's kind of this finite actual puzzle that you have to solve. So that is Luminous Arise. It is on pretty much every modern platform, I believe. It's PC, Switch, I think Xbox and PlayStation, but it seems like it's going to be pretty much everywhere. They do have some nice accessibility things, but I wish there was if they could just do one other thing and have an accessibility feature to override and make the blocks what I want them to be, to make them always easy to see. I would be hopelessly addicted to this game because I love the gameplay of Luminous. I love the kind of, that little zoom out thing that they just showed you where you build a combo and then it zooms back in again, and then boom, it adds a whole bunch of multiplayer. So they've added a little bit of extra things. They've got single player, they've got multiplayer, they've got several modes, and they're doing everything right. They've even added a lot of accessibility, but I just need them to really fix the block problem. And then this game I would be playing this constantly. So I hope this video, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you are low vision, I would be curious to see what you think of these different themes as I've gone through the ones that I've shown you. And I would be curious if this is a game that you think you would be able to play. And And if it is, you know, I would reach out to the developers and let them know. I have reached out to them even when I played the demo. I'm like, hey, is there something that you could do for this particular problem? And I may reach out to them again. I believe it's CJ on the Player One podcast. He's actually a part of, I don't know what his role is in this, but he works on this game, so huge shout out to him. But I, yeah, I would love to see this one feature, and then I think it would be great. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you found it helpful. Give it a like if you did. Follow me on Twitter at BGFH79, Blue Sky at Illegally Cited, illegally-cited.com, and right here on YouTube. Until next time, I will chat with everybody again later.